Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania continued their 12-day, five-country trip this week by departing Tokyo on Monday and making their way to South Korea to meet with President Moon Jae-in. As soon as President Trump deplaned in South Korea, he noticed that there was one thing waiting for him which no POTUS had seen before. This is a distinct honor, and it speaks to the fact that Trump is far more respected as a leader around the world than his presidential predecessor. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump deplaned in South Korea on Monday, November 6, 2017. Left, President Donald Trump is joined by South Korean President Moon Jae-in for lunch with U.S. troops at Camp Humphreys. Right. Photo credit, screen grab, Arirang News, YouTube. The first stop on the president's historic trip through Asia was Japan, where he met with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Tokyo. In a successful bid to strengthen diplomatic ties between the U.S. and Japan, Trump spent time with Abe on the golf course and at Okasaka Palace, where the pair fed koi fish together before meeting with the Japanese emperor. Meanwhile, Melania spent time with the Abe, the Prime Minister's wife. Mrs. Abe graciously treated Melania to a cultural tour of her country in which the First Ladies learned about the cultivation of pearls and participated in a calligraphy lesson at the Kyobashi Tsukiji School in Tokyo. On Monday, after their successful visit to Japan, the Trumps jetted off to South Korea, where Trump and President Moon Jae-in will be tackling the issue of escalating threats from North Korea and discussing the best way to deal with the tense situation. The red carpet was rolled out for U.S. President Donald Trump as he made his first visit to the Korean peninsula. Several U.S. presidents have visited South Korea in recent years, but this was the first formal state visit in 25 years, since George Bush Sr. Official requirements of a state visit meant Trump was greeted with the Guard of Honor, a 21-gun salute, and a senior minister, in this case, Kang Kyung-hwa, the foreign minister. He then promptly boarded his Marine One helicopter, brought in from America, and flew to a U.S. military base, Camp Humphreys, for his first stop in Korea. Source: Arirang News. The first stopover for the American leader was the U.S. military base Camp Humphreys, where Trump joined our troops for lunch. I had the choice of having a beautiful, very fancy lunch and I said, no, I want to eat with the troops. And we ate with the troops. It was good eating, said the president. When President Trump deplaned after landing at the second stop of his Asia tour, there was something waiting for him which no U.S. commander-in-chief has ever seen. Breaking with protocol in a deliberate show of respect for Trump, President Moon surprised him by showing up at Camp Humphreys, the American military base in South Korea. Trump's South Korean counterpart was already there, waiting to give a surprise welcome, and setting a positive tone ahead of their summit talks. Trump was greeted by President Moon in a previously unannounced change in schedule. There have been questions surrounding how well the two leaders get along, and this move was seen as a deliberate gesture of goodwill. It seems to have worked because Trump looked jovial as he sat down to eat with Moon and the U.S. and Korean troops in the military canteen. There is a typical protocol when diplomats from different countries meet each other, but President Moon Jae-in shocked President Donald Trump when he met him personally after Trump had landed at Camp Humphreys, a military base located in South Korea. Moon Jae-in was patiently waiting for Trump as he deplaned at the military base. This is a break in the typical protocol and is officially an honor that no other U.S. president has experienced before. Camp Humphreys has special significance to South Korea and the U.S. as it is the largest overseas U.S. military base, costing $10.7 billion, of which 92% was funded by South Korea. A presidential spokesperson said the base represents the strength of the alliance between the nations, and President Moon took the time to thank the U.S. forces there. They say you know who your true friends are in times of difficulty, said President Moon. You, who bled with us during our country's most difficult time, are our true friends, he added. You are the cornerstone and the future of the South Korea-U.S. alliance. This is not a story you will see reported with the praise it deserves by any of the mainstream media hacks over at MSNBC or CNN. In fact, you'll find these sorry excuses for journalists doing everything they possibly can to either keep the story from the American public or paint it in a bad light, even though it obviously poses great significance. This is the very first time in history in which a U.S. president has been personally greeted at Camp Humphreys upon landing in South Korea, after all. Please share this good news because the liberal media will not. Share the story and leave a comment by clicking one of the buttons below. Follow us on Facebook at Mad World News.